Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
And here we go.
I know I was listening to Lizzo before you walked in.
Love Lizzo.
Dancing. I've learned that TikTok dance. It's fine.
I didn't even know there was a new TikTok
Oh,
dance.
there's a total TikTok dance.
Okay, get up and show me. Let's see it.
Oh, no, not right now. Trust me, when it comes on, I do it. Sophie hates it.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, please don't do
it. How do I play it?
No, I'm not going to do it right now during the recording.
Oh,
they
but
can't
you will
see
do
me.
It.
Yeah, next
Okay.
time it plays, I will show you the part that I know.
Next time it plays, when am I going to be around when Lizzo plays?
Lizzo, have you turned on the radio once? It's
Nope.
on every time you turn on the radio. It's about damn time it's playing.
I don't listen to the radio. I listen to podcasts, NPR. And then when I listen to music, it's when I cook, and it is Pandora, Otis Redding. That's what I got for you.
All right. I don't care about music except for Lizzo, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I do love Lizzo.
Man, I love Lizzo.
I can't put Lizzo on Pandora, though, because it's the channel.
Oh,
So
yeah.
not only is Lizzo a little explicit, but whatever else is going to come out of there.
And then it's for everybody, right?
Yeah, everybody's going to hear it. So I have to edit that part of my life, unfortunately.
Right. I know. I don't ever get to just like blare it at my house because there's always kids running around. But man, I love it so much.
They ruin everything, don't they?
They truly do. They truly.
Not Lizzo, kids.
Yeah. I think they knew. Nobody ever thought we were talking about Lizzo ruining anything. Right. I have been watching all of Hacks.
Oh, it's so good.
I tried watching it when season 1 came out, and I didn't like it. I stopped after the second episode. I think I must have been in a bad mood. I don't understand because I didn't like it.
Someday you'll learn to trust me. I kept saying,
no,
you will like the show.
I've also fully decided I'm going to stop watching Severance. I can't. It's too heavy. I want to sleep every time I watch it.
All right, fine.
So I can't always trust your opinion. But I do really love Hacks. And did you recognize
who?
The 40-year-old guy who picks her up?
No.
This is in season 2. I don't want to be too spoily, but if you're like on the edge of whether or not you want to watch it, you're going to want to watch it after you find out who it was.
Who was it? No, I didn't recognize
You didn't recognize him? Okay. First of all, to set the scene, for those of you who don't know, they're in a bar, and Deborah, Jean Smart.
I love
her too. How old do you think she is?
Oh,
late 60s?
Yeah, mid to late 60s.
Okay. So they're at this bar, and this like hot 40-year-old guy starts coming on to her. And first of all, don't notice anything. I'm just like, oh yeah, he's good looking. This is fun. And then he gives some look, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know who that is.
Who was it?
Like first love of my life. I don't know. It's a little bit hazy. Who came first? Benny from the Sandlot.
Oh, Benny from the Sandlot was good.
Gorgeous.
What does he look like now?
I don't think he's as hot. I've looked him up, and he does not. He went through a real awkward phase. But so did this guy.
Great personality, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. People who get hot real early in life typically have great personalities.
I feel like as long as you have one awkward, bad period in your life, you're going to be kind of well-rounded.
Okay, that is true. I mean, that's what happened to me.
I don't think I ever left that awkward. Definitely rounded.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, period of my life.
So it was either between Benny from the Sandlot or Junior from Little Giants, a.k.a. Devon Sawa.
Oh, funny. That was Devon Sawa?
That was Devon Sawa. Now, talk about an awkward phase. When he hit about 17, like Final Destination movies started coming out, looked a little different. Then that Idle Hands movie came out, and I was like, that's not my Devon Sawa. I don't know who that man is. It's not him. And then I like gave up on him. But boy, he came back around in the 40s.
Oh, okay.
He was hot.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, Devon Sawa in Little Giants was like my sexual awakening when I was about 11-year-olds. I was like, whoa,
hello,
who is that?
What's happening to myself right now?
I don't know. And I kind of looked a little bit like Icebox. I was kind of thick little girl in it. I was like, yeah, I get it, girl. I get it. I would be a cheerleader for him too.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, man, he was hot.
You're going to be so sad. I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
You've never seen Little Giants? That
I've
is not even just a kid's movie. I would watch that right now. Could that be our next movie night?
Miss Detweiler would be so happy.
Why?
Because she hates scary movies, but she wants to watch a movie with us.
I know Paula would love it.
We could have a Miss Detweiler night.
I feel like I could recite it.
I got an idea. Let's find out when Miss Detweiler's birthday is. And for her birthday month, we'll just one time a year, we'll do a non-scary movie for Miss Detweiler.
And for anybody who wants to come. That'd be fun.
It's also kind of weird she's not a Patreon. But in honor of her.
We could have a non-scary open movie.
A non-scary, just one time.
One time for Little Giants.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, if you loved him in Little Giants, I would love to hear about it because not you, but people listening.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Then he was in Casper and then he was in Now and Then. It was like all everything.
He kind of hit his stride there for a while.
Right. I was like the perfect age to fall madly in love with him.
Nice.
You got to see his butt in Now and Then, although it's probably a double, but let me tell you, by that time I was about 14 and I was like, that's his butt. I'm seeing his butt. And it was amazing.
What movie? I remember us rewinding, over and over and over again. I think it was, what's the movie? Thelma and
Louise with Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt's butt. You get to see Brad Pitt's butt in that movie.
Yeah, you do.
I can remember, I don't remember how old, but like all little girlfriends around, just like, here it is, here it's coming. And then we would watch it. And we had to rewound that movie a million times.
It's just worn out in that one spot.
Yeah. And now you can just go anywhere on the internet and look for a butt.
I know. It's just so sad.
Where's the nostalgia?
Yeah. Where's the excitement? Where's the thrill?
Right. Someday they're going to, like, girls that are young now, like, remember we just looked at porn? That was just so nostalgic.
Now it's just you walk down the street.
Right. You just see it happening right around the corner.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, I was madly in love with Devon Sawa. So it was so fun. He made one look and I was like, that's my man.
That's your guy. You're sold.
I know. I was really excited.
So aren't you so happy for Gene Smart?
I'm so happy. And then I told Kevin the next day, I was like, my first love
was
I got to watch him last night.
Nice.
And he was like, were you jealous? And I said, heck no. I put myself right in her spot. Thought about it. I was like, oh, he looks like a good kisser too.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I did not watch Little Giants, so I'll have to go back and watch that.
I really can't believe you didn't watch that. I mean, like, honestly, I know you don't like kids' movies, but that movie is great, and you can watch it with your kids.
Okay, well, I'll give it a go.
Please give it a go. I love it.
Okay.
And if you really hate it, just send your kids over to me, and I'll watch it with them.
If I watch it and hate it, then you have to finish Severance.
Oh, no, because you hate all you're going to hate it. I know you're going to.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have the world's longest story that might end up being a two-parter.
Oh my gosh, it's so long.
And it's so long and it's great.
Yes, you were blind reacting in front of me while you were reading.
I was preparing, excuse me.
Yes, you were doing your research, but it sounds like it's going to be a good one.
It is good.
Well, hold your horses because I have a good one as well.
Okay, fine. You go first.
Okay. So we have Angie again.
Okay,
the
Angie.
Amazing Angie again.
Up your alley, Angie.
Up your alley, Angie, as we like to call her. I mean, we got so many little nicknames for her. I love it. But Angie, Angie's just funny. She's very quirky, very hilarious, and she does her legwork for us.
Yeah.
So she sent out a little all call for spooky stories for our podcast.
Love it.
Thank you. That's how you get to be fan favorite right there.
Right. And she also once blared us through her whole neighborhood. Remember that
time?
Oh,
that's right.
She's really doing God's work.
She really, really is. And we really appreciate it, Angie.
It might have been an accident, but it was kismet.
Yes, that's right. I'm sure we got some listeners out of that, right?
Absolutely. How could you not?
So Angie did some hustling for us and she got us a story.
Awesome.
Hello, ladies. I posted on my Facebook asking for stories for you guys. And later that night, my cousin Lori sent me a messenger story. I was shook. Shook, all capital letters. Just so you know, Mushum is grandpa in Cree.
Oh.
So we're going to hear about Mushum.
And I bet I know what your goodbye is going to be.
Hey, don't spoiler alert. Aaron Taylor. That was actually really smart. I hadn't thought about it yet. So here's her cut and paste story in her words. The time I got pissy with all my cousins in Mushum's basement and tried to tell on everyone is the title.
Okay, I love it. Also, last week was in Mushum's basement, even though that's not what they called her.
Well, get ready.
Okay.
So you're talking about Jason?
Yeah.
Brownie?
Yeah.
Get ready. And by the way,
what if they're related? Oh, that'd be so weird.
That would be wild. Okay. Yeah, like they're cousins.
Yeah.
Okay, well, also, this story, Angie sent us this story March 22nd.
Oh.
So way before Jason sent us that story. Jason sent his in April.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That is so weird.
Okay, so get ready, because as soon as I read this, I thought, oh, the parallels in these two stories.
Huh.
If you don't know what we're talking about, last week's episode was Jason's story.
Episode 84, Florida Water.
There you go. Listen to that, and then come back and listen to this one. Why haven't you listened to all the episodes yet? That's weird. Okay. I started going up the stairs, and there was a little man sitting on the stairs with his hands on his lap. He was dressed somewhat like a leprechaun and said, "Come with me."
What?
I looked up, and he had hooved feet and a tail with a spear at the end. Oh. He had knickers and a vest on and a hat. I screamed and ran back downstairs and never told anyone.
Oh my gosh.
So that's just her. That's Lori, her cousin's little snippet of like this happened and I never told anybody about it when I was a kid.
And this was at her Musham's house.
This was at Musham's house. But this is why it shook Angie.
Okay.
Okay. Because, she could get that story and be like, oh, okay, whatever. But here's why it shook her.
Okay.
Now, and this is now Angie talking.
Okay.
Now, here's a backstory about this house. Once our Musham passed away, my parents bought the house from the estate and renovated it. This is the house I wrote about with the crying woman. So her other story. Mm-hmm. This story is from both Lori and my memory from our Aunt Lucille.
I'm sorry. Is Lori the cousin who wrote?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so this happened. This is Aunt Lucille's story that happened about 45 to 50 years ago.
Okay.
My aunt would have been 13 years old, and her Uncle Gerald would have been about 9 to 10. They and a group of kids were playing hide and seek. They hid in the basement under the stairs. Technically, they were cheating because they were supposed to be hiding in the yard, not the house. Sneaky. Mm-hmm. So after being in their hiding spot for forever, they decided to go back outside to accept their title of being great hiders. But as they trudged up those same stairs Cousin Lori interacted with the leprechaun at, they freaked and turned around and ran back down the stairs and hid under a blanket, shaking and not talking with each other. They stayed under there for who knows how long, but long enough that all the other kids went home.
Oh my gosh, that's quite a game. Mm-hmm. Don't play with those kids. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If those kids are just going to give up on you and not let you know.
Right. So something freaked them out, both of them, but they didn't talk about it. So they had already told them, like Aunt Lucille's story was just like, there's something scary on those stairs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we'll get to my debunk in a minute. But.
Okay.
Now, this is Angie's story. Mm-hmm. My story of that fogging leprechaun. September 24th was Thursday, 1981. I love she knows the day to a T.
Okay.
I had started figure skating again. I was tired and cold and came home and fell asleep around 8 p.m. Why would I just say 9 p.m. when she wrote 8 p.m.?
I don't know.
Why does my brain do that? It just changed the time.
I don't know.
I guess I'm like, bedtime is 9, not 8. I was tired and cold and came home and fell asleep at 8 p.m. I woke with a horrible nightmare. I was crying when I came down the stairs and found my mom sitting in the living room. This is what I told her. My dream starts with me in the curling rink, and then in parentheses, I hope you know what that means.
I do not.
I believe it's like an ice rink.
Oh, right. I thought you meant like this was in her house, but this is her dream.
This is her dream.
I'm back.
I see this horse-drawn wagon. Weird, since that's not a normal thing in my hometown. Again, NWT of Canada, northwest tip.
Sure,
you like that?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Let me see. I did ask Anna what she thought about it. She responded, "Oh, Northwest Territory."
Ah, that's pretty close.
That is
just
the
tip.
Same. Okay,
what's wrong?
Okay, all right. Okay, let's see. Just the tip.
There's our title.
Cannot be our title, Aaron. Although we could get a lot.
That one sexy. What was the one?
Sex in my hand.
Sex in my hand got so many likes.
Just the tip. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm blushing just thinking about that being her title. Okay. So she's dreaming about this horse-drawn wagon.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
It had 3 coffins on the back of the wagon. What the hell?
Yeah.
This is definitely a dream because I climbed up on the wagon to look up close into the wagon. I guess that's something normal she would never do. Oh, yeah. The next line. I would never have done this in real life. I see see these plaques on each coffin, and the first one has our family name in a script font. I immediately knew it was my mushum. I turned and looked at the other two and saw two other surnames of families that I knew. I got down, and all of a sudden, the leprechaun was in front of me. I freaked as I watched him move in a quick, darting way. Creepy, capital letters.
Ugh.
I ran away, and he chased me with the horse and wagon. Of course, I ended up in the graveyard, hiding behind markers and headstones, and then I woke up. My leprechaun didn't have hooves or a tail, but he looked like a chimney sweeper from Mary Poppins and was very tiny.
Oh.
I never knew about my aunt and uncle seeing their leprechaun until I was an adult, and last night was the first time I heard about Lori's interaction. The sad part is that Mushum passed away the next day after her dream.
Oh my gosh.
And the other two surnames lost family members in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, whoa.
Right?
That's really weird.
That is wild.
Gents Crivens, help Ma Boab.
Fuck, are you talking to
Natalie, how'd I do? Gents Crivens, help Ma Boab. I think I nailed it. It means like, Jesus Christ, help. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Aaron. Well, okay. Then that makes more sense. Because I was like, that was the like climax of the story. You just interrupted me.
No, I'm shocked. I've been saving it. For those of you who don't know.
Say it again.
Gents Craven, help Ma Boab. It sounded better when Natalie said it. Natalie, our beautiful purple-haired Scottish fan.
Love her so much.
I love her. She has started something on our Facebook where she tells you weird things people in Scotland say.
Yes.
And I love it. And that was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to save that for tonight.
I got to wait until she says something shocking.
Gents Craven, help Ma Boab.
Wow. What does it mean?
I just told you what it meant.
But I mean, why?
What? She explains it.
Oh, I'll have to
in detail. You're going to have to watch it.
Yes,
Hold on. I'm going to find it really quick.
I feel like I've watched them all, but I don't understand a lot of them. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Natalie. I love every second of it, but I'm like, what is she talking about? Okay, I think it took me about like 2 takes of the first time to go, oh, she's teaching us stuff. I love it, but I'm just so country. Like, you got to talk slower. You got to have it long and drawn out. Like, she speaks so quickly, and it's so beautiful. But I'm like, I think she's speaking a foreign language.
Well, almost.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to let her say it once, and then...
Nice.
Jings, Crivens, help Ma Boab.
Gents Craven, help Ma Boab.
Gents Craven?
Gents Craven, help Ma
Boab. I think
Boab.
she's saying Gems. Gems Craven?
Jings, Crivens, help Ma Boab. So, Jings, it's a very English word.
Jings.
Crivens.
Jings.
Jings Cravens, help Ma Boab.
Jings Craven, help Ma Boab.
Oh my gosh, that's the best you've ever sounded.
I like rolled something in there. There's a sound I rolled in there. I've never rolled anything.
Well.
Other than
I think Natalie is going to be nothing but impressed.
Oh, I think so too. Man, that like made my everything like tighten up.
Oh my gosh, what does that mean? What does that mean? Oh my gosh.
I like laughed so hard because I nailed it. But like my skin got tight. Oh, I'm sunburned. I'm sunburned. I forgot I was sunburned.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up. Okay. I need more tequila.
Me too.
Jings Craven, help Ma Boab.
Help Ma Boab.
Help Ma Boab.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What would that be the equivalent of saying like, holy shit?
Like, Jesus, Mary, Mother, and Joseph.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well,
I think. I don't know.
I don't know, but I feel like I am all of a sudden really good at rolling my R's.
Yes.
Newfound hidden talent. It'll go away after tonight. I guarantee it.
Okay, back to Angie's story.
Okay.
That is really weird that it's like a common thread.
Well, hold on. So let me just make sure I said all of it. Right. So the two surnames lost family members in the next 2 weeks. That's all for me. I need to ask the rest of my family for more. Yes, please.
Absolutely.
And then she says, la, 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 la. At her end. Angie again. By the way, each time you say up your alley, it becomes a drinking game for me. And of course, it's just coffee. Okay. So, yeah, what a wild story. I thought it was really wild. I just randomly thought, oh, let's go back and see if Angie has anything.
Yeah.
Looked up Angie. She's got one sitting there for us. And it happened to be a leprechaun. And we had a brownie last week. So
weird. And he said that it was like wearing a leprechaun type hat.
Right.
Now, I want to know, nothing so much about her story in her dream felt like a leprechaun other than the size. Was it wearing leprechaun clothes?
She said it looked like a little chimney sweeper, but it was so tiny that that's what it made her think of was a leprechaun.
When I think of a chimney sweeper, I only think of Dick Van Dyke.
Which is what she says in Mary Poppins.
Okay. Huh. That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the size is what really makes it the leprechaun-like being.
Yeah.
But we have kind of an interesting back and forth going on Facebook right now about whether a leprechaun or a brownie is called or is a fae
or a cryptid
a cryptid. And some people are saying fays are cryptids. But then I feel like there's a whole category of people out there.
Yeah, and they're like, don't offend the fae.
Yeah, don't call
them.
So
I'm going to go on record and say, fae, whatever you want to be called is what I'm going to call you.
Oh, okay. Aaron's on that. But I'm going to say that I don't think fays are cryptids because I don't think they're real.
I don't want to test that theory. I would much rather a scary ghost than a not creepy, beautiful fairy.
You slipped.
A fairy.
They've already heard you.
No.
I'm seriously, sure, Aaron.
They're
age,
mischievous and in a delightful way. You are gonna make me
mind that people really believe.
I wish you could see my eyes right now because I don't like where this conversation is going.
I am really slowing down my speech because I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to offend anybody, but
don't offend the fae.
That there are the fairies out there.
Yeah,
for real, fairies.
I almost feel like fairies are more believable than Bigfoot.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know who you are.
No, I don't know. I think Bigfoot is definitely very plausible.
Bigfoot literally looks like a hairy human being that just has not evolved completely.
Okay.
That, hello, is so believable.
Okay.
Whereas, where did the fae happen in evolution? We grew real big and then all of a sudden it was like flip. Like what? Poof.
Oh no, I think they're totally different.
Maybe started off really teeny tiny.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You're so full of shit. You don't know.
I don't know. Of course I don't know. What makes you think I would know? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just saying if they're real, I don't want to piss them off.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So if any of them show up, I'm going to be like, go to her house. It's right there. I'll point it out. She's the one who doesn't believe you and called you ugly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Wasn't me.
I would give everything in my bank account to see a fae.
Everything in your bank account?
It ain't much.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I would give it just so that I could be like, okay, fine. There it is. Huh.
Okay.
I mean, that would be hilarious. Like I would
What if they wreak havoc on your whole life?
It would be worth it. I mean, like,
oh my gosh.
I've seen one. Turns out this whole time I thought reality was reality.
Okay. All right.
So I think my debunk goes to this. Lori had probably heard her aunt's story, whereas Angie hadn't really heard that story quite yet, or they heard it at different times. But Lori...
Did we ever get to hear Lucille's, what it was?
So, yeah, Lucille's story, Aunt Lucille's story, she just kind of says they get spooked at the stairs.
Yeah, we never find out what they saw.
Yeah, I don't know if Angie, forgot a line or forgot to tell us a little bit about that. But it sounds like they eventually say it was a leprechaun. Like, whether they go into a description about what they saw exactly.
Yeah.
Something on those stairs scared them. So I think that was implanted in Lori's head. Lori then, years later, is playing hide and go seek.
Yeah.
Or was Lucille playing hide and go seek?
Lucille was playing hide and seek.
Somebody was playing. So, but I think Lori kind of had that in her mind, that something scary is going to happen on those stairs. She has watched a kid's movie, The Labyrinth. I mean, watch that movie. That movie is fucked up.
That movie is so weird. I just watched it recently for the first time.
It's so good. It's so freaky. But that sounds like that being
from
The Labyrinth. So you watch that, then you're going up those spooky stairs, and then it makes you feel like that's what's there.
Yeah, it is very odd. I would love to hear after Angie has, talked to her family if anybody else has a weird leprechaun story.
Yeah. Like, is this a family trend, or did it originate with one story?
Right.
Of two kids playing a prank on everybody, or two kids that scared each other somehow.
Yeah.
And it has morphed into this like family urban legend. And now Angie then later has a dream. I mean, she even says it's a dream. But was it like a premonition? And what do I feel about that? I don't know.
That part's really weird. Her Mushka, what was it? Mushum. Her Mushum passed away the very next day.
Yeah.
And then the next two people.
Right.
Oh, that is weird.
That sounds like a premonition to me, which doesn't have anything to do with the leprechauns.
Okay.
But the fact that it had some sort of like small being in her story, she has like linked those together in her mind.
I hate the darting. Like
Ew.
darting. Ugh.
Yeah,
no, I don't like any kind of jerky movement.
Nobody likes that.
No, thank you. Okay, well.
Thank you, Angie.
Yes, thank you, Angie and Cousin Lori.
And keep them coming.
Absolutely. You all take a page out of Angie's book and start pressing your family for more stories.
Please, 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 please. We need stories.
Okay, well, I have a story from a new writer.
Oh, so exciting.
It's called The Ghost of a Samurai Haunts My Apartment in Japan? ?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me tell you this. I gave you this story.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
I gave it to you. I walked in saying, we need to read the story tonight.
Yeah.
Erin saw the size of the font. She said, I'll read it.
That is true. I know, like my editing side was like, I'll take it.
Last time, the font was really small and I did okay.
You did. You did. You did not hear. You heard the edited version.
All right, fine. I'm not getting glasses.
It also says, and maybe a kitty cat too.
Oh, okay. Wait, the samurai is haunting the kitty cat, or the kitty cat is really the one doing the haunting?
I'll say it again. The ghost of a samurai haunts my apartment in Japan? ? And maybe a kitty cat too.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Either way, I mean, with a title like that.
Yeah, you're like, nah, I'm past.
I don't know if I want to hear the story. Please, let's hear it.
Okay, this story is so long that I might do it in 2 parts. We're going to see how long this takes me.
Okay, sounds good.
But it's great. Everything I read so far, I'm like, love it.
Okay.
Hello, ladies. My name is Jenny, she, her, and I am sending this to you all the way from Yokosuka, Japan.
Wow, that's amazing.
Then it says, go ahead and try to pronounce that one.
Yeah.
I've been here for 2 years and I still can't get it right. There's no way I said it right.
Oh, that makes me feel good, though, that she's been there for 2 years.
Right? Strap yourselves in. This might be a long one.
Okay, I'm here.
I have been listening to your podcast since my family and I moved to a U.S. Navy base in Japan during the height of COVID back in 2020.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Isn't that weird? I love it so much.
That is wild.
I need to know how you found us.
Yes, please tell us how.
She does not go into detail about how.
Okay.
But she does. I would say that I would cut all this, but it's so nice. I'm going to read all of it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's hear it.
As soon as we arrived here, my husband immediately deployed and left me and my 2 daughters, who are now 6 and 4, to establish a life in a foreign country in the midst of a pandemic.
Oh my God.
All by ourselves.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
I know. Since moving here, he has been on a schedule where he deploys every 6 months, then is home for another 6 months, and then gone again.
Oh man.
For the 2 years we have been here, we have only had him home for a little less than 12 months.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
I know. I don't know. I mean, anybody who's married to somebody who has to deploy, like my sister-in-law, Kevin's brother is in the Navy. I mean, those are superheroes.
They are.
Whew, not just, I mean, like, thank you for your service. Those people who are going out.
But the wives and the families.
The families who are left
100%.
behind to take care of everything.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for your service.
Really feel guilty about bitching about not doing the dishes or never mind. Nope. I felt guilt for a second, but it's your house too, buddy. And guess what?
You're not deployed.
He's not deployed. Right. But guess what, Jenny? When he's home, he better be doing those dishes. It's his house too.
That's right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jason, you out there still? He is currently deployed again, and let me tell you, listening to you girls has been such a lifesaver on the long, lonely nights and during the days where life feels like a Groundhog Day.
Wow.
I often listen to you on my headphones while I'm bebopping around my small on-base apartment doing housework, and I can't help but burst out laughing when I listen to you guys banter back and forth. I once even spit out my coffee all over my freshly folded laundry.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Because I was laughing so hard. Facepalm. My daughter always asks me what I'm listening to, and as soon as she sees my headphones in, she says, "Oh, you're listening to your spooky podcast, aren't you, Mommy?"
Aw.
Thank you so much for being such a source of joy, light, and laughter during such a trying time in my life.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway, on to my story.
Wow.
I know, so
Thank you,
nice.
Jenny. That is so nice.
I know.
Thank you.
I'm not cutting any of that. That's so nice.
Yes.
You all need to hear how much Jenny loves us.
What an impact you're making on the world.
I know.
Oh, thank you, Jenny. Those words are wonderful.
Yes. I have only had 1 or 2 spooky experiences in my life prior to moving to Japan. But since moving into our apartment on the U.S. Navy base here, life has been far from mundane. I have always loved ghost stories, and I've always claimed that I'm jealous of people who have had spooky encounters. But if I'm totally honest, I am a really huge chicken, and I thought I would be scared shitless if I ever lived in a haunted place. When we first moved into our apartment, nothing felt off at all. In fact, it was a nice, cozy place with a beautiful view of a Japanese cliffside with cherry blossom trees surrounding the building.
Wow.
A few weeks after my daughters and I moved in, I was lying in bed at about 4 a.m., still struggling to adjust to the time difference of living on the other side of the world and getting used to being in a new apartment. I was reading a book, a spooky one, of course, when I felt my cat jump up on the foot of my bed. I sat up to say hi to him and couldn't sit all the way up because he was already fast asleep on my stomach.
Ooh.
I know I felt something jump up on the foot of my bed, and I felt the little imprints of paws on the mattress moving toward me. It happened several more times over the next week and continues to happen to this day. We had another cat who passed away shortly before we moved here, so I like to think it's him coming to say hello and to let us know he's still with us.
Aww.
Sweet, right? But wait.
Uh-oh.
That was the first strange incident that happened, but then all sorts of strange stuff happened around here. We have a long, dark hallway in the back of our apartment that is lined with 4 doorways, 3 bedrooms, and a bathroom.
Wow.
Due to all the earthquakes in Japan, there are very strict building codes, and our apartment has very few windows and is very dark and tunnel-like.
Ooh, that's weird.
Keep that in mind. It will be important later. Dun, 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 dun. Cue the creepy music. At first, I started seeing a non-distinct dark shadow at the end of the hall at all times of the day and night. I blew it off thinking I was just getting used to strange lighting in the apartment. Then, slowly, I would see the shadow, which was approximately the size of a grown man with very broad shoulders and stocky legs. The fact that she can see the legs.
Yeah.
Appear to dart across the hallway from my room to my oldest daughter's room at the far end of the hall. Again, I tried to ignore it, as I never felt scared or like I was in danger.
That's so weird when people see things like this and they don't feel scared.
Just wait. She goes into it.
Okay.
Remember, I'm a huge chicken when it comes to spooky things. I continued to see the shadow, but it slowly started to make its way from my oldest daughter's room to the bathroom and my youngest daughter's room. But I never saw it in the living room or main part of the apartment where there were windows and does not feel like a tunnel. Gradually, I got used to it and just accepted it, which sounds so strange. If someone told me that, I would tell them, "Girl, are you nuts? How can you live there?" But it almost felt just like a shy roommate I saw sometimes.
What?
I know. I never felt scared. That is until my daughter's best friend came over for a sleepover. I have never mentioned the shadow to my friends or their kids because I didn't want them to be scared to come over. So when my daughter's friend came over, they were doing all the classic 5-year-old sleepover shenanigans, like screaming, running around like crazy people, and driving me crazy. So I naturally sent them to my daughter's room to play so I could make dinner, aka have a large glass of wine.
It's my kind of dinner.
Right? I heard a blood-curdling scream, and my daughter's friend came running down the hall as fast as possible, crying, saying that she saw a man's face with a helmet on in my daughter's room. I tried to remain calm and act like it was nothing, which I'm sure I failed miserably at, and tell her it was nothing while shoving all the kiddos into the kitchen and grabbing the wooden spoon I was making dinner with and heading to her room. What was I going to do with that wooden spoon? I have no idea. Maybe spank the intruder old school style like Grandma did? But I went to her room in full mama bear mode, trying not to pee my pants, and peeked around the corner. There's nothing worse than realizing that you're the only person in charge in that moment.
You're the adult. Like, when did we become the adults?
It's the worst feeling.
It is. And it hits you at the weirdest times.
Yeah.
Like, when I see something on the ground that I know no one else is going to pick up but me.
Yeah.
Like, when the hell did this happen? When did I become the one responsible for picking off the booger off the wall?
Ew, yeah, you were really non-scary with that scenario.
That's what I mean, though. Sometimes it just hits at weird times.
Right.
But yes, absolutely. Like, when you hear a noise in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And you're the one responsible for figuring out what to do with that noise.
It is the worst. It's the worst.
You want to call mom and dad.
Yeah. Mom and dad.
Come
over here.
Yeah.
Ugh. But I went to her room in full mama bear mode, trying not to pee my pants, and peeked around the corner. Thankfully, there was nothing out of the ordinary. I went back to the kitchen and told them there was no one there, but her friend was so scared she asked to go home.
Aww.
And is still scared of my daughter's room.
Aww.
Shortly after that, my then 5-year-old daughter started talking about a new friend she has. And like a good mom, I asked her about her friend, said, and quickly tuned her out after she went on and on about him.
I love Jenny. Jenny is our kind of people.
She's one of our people.
Oh, it's great.
Mom of the Year award, I know. But I started to pay attention the moment she said, and oh yeah, he's a ghost. What? She said. She said, yeah, he likes to hang out in my room at night, and he follows me around when I'm in the hallway, which, remember, very much resembles a tunnel. I had an imaginary friend as a kid, so I tried to convince myself that it was nothing but that. But the coincidence of what I had been seeing did leave me a little disconcerted. I would hear her talking to him in her room and in the hallway, but she always insisted he was very nice but very shy. Remember that one too for later. Once she told me that, I started to have lots of other spooky things happen. Could be that she spooked me and my mind was totally screwing with me, but I swear all the shit I saw and heard is real. When I was in my room after I got my kids in bed at night, I would hear little footsteps, like a toddler walking into my room to get a glass of water. But I could see both of my kids in bed on the video monitors.
Ooh.
Again, it didn't creep me out. I have no idea why, because there is nothing creepier than little footsteps in the middle of the night. Right. I don't care if they're a real kid or ghost feet.
Absolutely, Jenny. Absolutely. But also, I'm like, that's not a samurai. Or do you picture him like, oh, I don't want to be too loud. So he's like tiptoeing as quiet as he can.
No, we get a backstory of what she thinks it is.
He's the cutest little samurai ever.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But it happens almost every night now.
Still happens.
Yeah.
Oh, wild. That's wild.
Then I started hearing a little voice saying, Mommy, Mommy.
Oh.
Not in a scary way, but in a voice that sounds like a scared small child who is lost. Remember that one too. I know this list of things of remembering is getting too long.
I'll take notes over here.
I can't even remember what I had for breakfast. Wait, did I eat breakfast? Anyway, moving on. Many, many people have reported hearing and seeing the ghost of a very small child in many of the apartments on base, and people have linked it to this very tragic incident that happened about 10 years ago on base. Okay, so there's a trigger warning. Thank you, Jenny, for including that. I'm going to say maybe like skip a minute and a half if you just don't want to be triggered by anything. I'm going to tell you what the warning is. If it's not for you, skip it. And that's totally fine. Trigger warning for child loss and suicide for the rest of this paragraph. A young Navy wife sadly lost her young child in an accident while her husband was deployed. And in the depths of her heartache, she took her own life in her apartment on base.
Wow.
Since that happened, people say that the ghost of the little girl is that of the girl who died. And she is searching the base, trying desperately to find her mommy.
Aww.
When I learned that story, it completely broke my heart, and I often find myself telling the voice that it's okay and that her mommy is okay and she can rest and we'll see her again.
Oh.
Okay, sorry for the sad turn in the story, but now on to the more upbeat and hair-raising tale of ghosts from days long gone by. All of this activity in my apartment really started to increase around Halloween, my favorite holiday. So I decided to embrace the spooky season and my spooky apartment and try to find a haunted house or pumpkin patch like we have back home around the area where I live. However, Halloween isn't a big thing in Japan.
That's what I was just wondering.
Yeah. So I decided to Google scary Japanese legends and haunted areas.
Ooh, that's opening Pandora's box. Okay.
I stumbled on a website about the 10 most haunted places in Japan, and guess what I found out? Pause for dramatic effect.
Her apartment.
Number 3 on the list is literally 100 yards from my apartment building.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my gosh. I'm totally going to leave you hanging on what that haunted place is while I delve into the history of the base I live on.
Oh, Jenny. I love Jenny.
Because I'm mean, LOL. And also because it's important to explain what I think is going on in my apartment. So the base was originally a Japanese Imperial Naval base located on the Bay of Tokyo that was established in 1870. Due to the terrain of the area, tunnels had to be built through hillside, like the one directly behind my building, to allow movement of troops and supplies from one side of the base to the other. Add that one to the growing list of things to remember. Since it was built in the late 1800s, it has been the setting of many tragedies and the setting for lots of folklore. In 1917, a ship sank in the harbor, killing most of the crew. During the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, much of the base was destroyed, and again, many people were killed on the piers, which are less than half a mile away from my building. Following the attacks of Pearl Harbor, American forces bombed the base, again killing countless people. It has been an American Navy base since the 1940s, and there have been several modern tragedies as well. Let's just say that with that history, there are bound to be lots of ghosties wandering around the place. All right, enough of the history lesson, now on to the good stuff. I mentioned the network of tunnels that were built in 1870 for troop movement.
And I remembered them.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you. She told me to.
Well, one of the main tunnels is less than a block from my building. That tunnel, Gridley Tunnel, is said to be the site of one of the last battles between the samurai and modern Japanese forces after the samurai class was outlawed in 1868. Legend has it that a lone samurai was traveling through the tunnel on a cold, rainy night on a mission to avenge the death of his master as his final mission as one of the last remaining samurai. Sadly, they say he was ambushed and murdered in the tunnel before he could complete his final mission, and he is trapped inside the tunnel, destined to haunt it forever.
Wow.
I know, right? There are countless stories from people who have been stationed here who have claimed to see him, especially on cold, rainy nights when they go through the tunnel even now. It has since been converted to a road to make getting around base faster, and you can walk or drive through it. There have been several car crashes in the tunnel, and all the people claim they crashed because when they looked in their mirrors, they saw a samurai standing at the entrance of the tunnel.
What?
People who walk through the tunnel, which I do all the time, and I can tell you is creepy AF.
Well, then why do you do it all the time?
I don't know. It's so fast. Like, it's creepy, but it's so convenient. It's kind of how I feel about when the government, they're listening. I'm like, it's creepy that they know I was looking for watermelons, to cut watermelons, but
I need to know.
That tip, I was cutting a watermelon, and then I went on Pinterest up for a minute, and it was like, here's the best way to cut a watermelon.
Right.
Like, you read my mind. Creepy.
Yeah, so weird.
So convenient.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, they claim that they have felt a hand on their shoulder seeming to hold them back from going into the tunnel, as if to protect them from the ambush. People always say that the ghost has never felt threatening and almost shy and protective.
Whoa.
But they always see him in full samurai armor, to include a helmet, just like my daughter's friend saw during the sleepover. We recently went to the Samurai Museum that had authentic full suits of armor, and the silhouette of broad shoulders and stocky legs matches the shadow that I still see out of the corner of my eye.
Wow. In
my tunnel-like hallway. After more research, I found out that during World War II, the Korean War U.S. service members dug over 260 caves and tunnels into the cliffs around base to act as bunkers.
That's wild.
I know. Transportation networks, and even an underground hospital that could hold 500 people.
Oh my gosh.
So my theory is the ghost of the samurai isn't in fact trapped in the tunnel where he was ambushed, but he can use the tunnel network to visit different tunnels throughout the base, including my tunnel of a hallway. He comes to visit my daughter because he knows that her daddy, her protector, isn't there to keep her safe. So he is standing watch over us while my husband can't be here. Ridiculous? Yes. Unlikely? Yes. Probably just seeing things from lack of sleep? Yes. But is there a chance it is all true? Also, yes. I get it, girl. That's right. And as silly as it sounds, I do feel a little safer knowing we have a samurai to keep us safe during these long deployments, even if he is just a ghost. Thanks for reading, and thanks again for the laughs and company. Keep up the good work. P.S. I have included a picture of the tunnel on a spooky, foggy day so you can get an idea of what it looks like and see where my daughter's special samurai protector lives, as well as a picture of one of the samurai armor exhibits we recently saw.
Oh, wow.
Sayonara, goodbye in Japanese, Jenny.
Oh, man, which one do I do tonight?
P.P.S. My daughter just asked me what I'm doing, and I told her that I am telling my spooky podcast friends about her ghosty friend, as she calls him, and that they might even read my letter on the podcast if we are lucky. Oh. And she screamed, "Really?
Yes.
I'm going to go tell him. He's going to be so excited." Oh. And she ran to her room.
Oh my gosh. Even as a skeptic, that makes it like, oh yeah. Man, we better not joke too much.
Right? If that doesn't make you want to read this on the podcast, I don't know what will. That is awesome. And I'll ask Jenny if we can post these pictures, but
oh my God.
Oh.
If I saw that in my house.
Yeah, no, I would be scared.
Would welcome him with open arms.
Oh yeah, so you'll mock the Fae.
Well,
but not a samurai.
The Fae doesn't quite intimidate like a samurai does.
Okay, I won't say that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so amazing story, Jenny.
I know.
Like a gem of a story.
Yeah.
Okay. So much to unpack there. I think let's go with the believer side of things for a minute.
Okay. I love when you do.
Okay. I'm going to say, yes, absolutely. This is a helpful samurai because he helped you get rid of that slumber party that was driving you. I love how he's like, friendly to everybody, but he's like, oh gosh, look, they're stressing her out. I better.
Mom's drinking wine again.
Yeah, mom, she needs wine. Don't worry, I got this, mom. Goes in there, like, just one time, I'm going to be a little scary to just the loudest one.
Yeah.
Like, presents real big, a scary face.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just sitting here thinking of everything that was just told to us.
Okay, let's start. First story, cat.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I even forgot about the cat. Okay, so, I like Jenny so much. I want Jenny to keep writing that I hesitate. Not to say that if I've ever debunked your story before, I didn't just absolutely love you. I don't want to offend Jenny, but I feel like Jenny's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So,
she's living in Japan with her husband deployed and 2 little kids. She's like tough as nails.
Toughest person I've ever heard of. So, yeah. Okay, here we go, Jenny. I feel like you needed your kitty cat to be there, like the cat that you have from home.
Okay.
You're homesick.
Not the one who's asleep on her belly.
No, but the one that, that's a loss. Anybody who has had a pet pass away, that is like a family member, losing a family member. So you're in this new place. Mm-hmm. You're desperate for something familiar. So I think that it just kind of was like your stress coping mechanism coming into play there. Like, I really miss home. I really miss this cat that we lost.
Yeah.
I just need something else from home to be here. And that's kind of how that stress coping happened.
Okay. If I'm going to be haunted by anything, I would love for it to be a pet.
Not a cat. Sorry, Jenny. Sorry. That
I feel like a ghost.
That slipped so quickly. And I
I feel like a ghost cat wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't have the smell of the litter box.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of the worst part.
The feel of the claws, hopefully.
Whoa, yeah, no, that's true. But like a little stepping on my bed. Yeah. Like, oh, that's cute.
That's sweet.
There's some cats that if I don't have to smell them or feel them, I think they're cute.
Right. I loved my cat that I had. She was Polly. I had a cat for a while. I know that's...
You told us.
Polly Prissy Pants.
Yeah, they know about Polly.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I must have been drunk when I said that. Anyway, she was fine until she wasn't. But anyway, I don't know where to go with that because I already said...
Okay. All right, so we're going to move on.
So I feel like...
You're going to blame stress. Okay.
Stress, coping mechanism happening there.
Okay, fine. What about this dark samurai shadow?
Okay, here's a very interesting thing that I don't think I've ever thought of before this story.
Okay.
Like we hear, it's kind of like a stupid thing to admit or an ignorance of mine to admit. When I think of ghosts or like people seeing past lives, of course, I always just think of like American looking ghosts. Like from
so weird.
Well, from colonial times or like whatever.
Yeah.
But of course there would be like in Japan where there once were samurais.
Yeah.
But I've never thought of that before.
So you have never watched like the new Unsolved Mysteries. There's a big episode about some great flood that killed a bunch of people. And then they're like whole town.
No.
It's crazy haunted.
But like even Vikings, like I've never thought of like a Viking ghost coming back or something. You know what I mean?
So weird
like,
to me.
No, I never have. I mean, I don't know. I guess just because I've always heard American ghost stories. So
yeah,
it's just wild to me that I'm like, oh my gosh. So I wonder, because now I'm back to being the skeptic.
Okay.
So you go to this foreign country and you're learning about its history and you're kind of being inundated by all of these different visuals and things that are happening. And so it's a lot of new information to sort in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so you start to hear the history. You start to see these visuals of things that you don't normally see back where you're from. Did she tell us where she was from?
No. America, but that's all we know.
Okay. I'm going to guess there weren't samurais there.
Probably not.
Okay. So you go to this new place. And so when you start to see a shadow, you're associating it now with something brand new. Like it's not just, it's almost like it becomes bigger than what it would have if you were back home.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Spit on maybe not. You look like you wanted so much more.
I did.
That's it. Like it's just your imagination.
No,
so sorry,
not
Jenny.
with all those people seeing it and that little girl.
Yeah, but all those people seeing it, that's the same. That's exact same of like people here saying like, oh, at Waverly, we see so many ghosts at Waverly.
Yeah.
It's a place, a location that has had so much trauma associated with it that you can't imagine that trauma not sticking around.
I'm sure it does.
Well, I think that we want it to. We need it to. Like as human beings, we need it to mean something. So it can't just be something that happened. It's like, wow, all of that trauma happened in this building. That's got to mean something.
Yeah.
And so we want to tie so much meaning onto it. And so then that meaning takes form in stories, and stories take form in all sorts of different ways. And so now you've got this haunting that is happening because we need it to mean something. So we need our brains to justify why that trauma happened and how it should not be forgotten. Yeah. So we kind of go into these folklore and these stories and these urban legends and things like that because we need to tie it to something. So that happens in other countries as well. So now you've got samurais and you've got earthquakes and you've got things.
But she hadn't seen that samurai like armor.
She hadn't seen that exact samurai armor.
No.
However, I can picture, even before you show me that, I could picture what a samurai looked like.
Right. But like, I wouldn't have ever thought of the stocky legs and that.
For a samurai?
No, I don't. I think of their like headgear, like maybe belly button up when I'm thinking of a samurai.
Oh no, I can picture their toenails, Aaron. No, I would definitely picture like a certain type of body for like a warrior.
Yeah.
A fighter's not gonna have like little chicken legs. Come on now.
I think the armor is part of what made it so stocky though.
Right, which
okay, all right,
solidifies what I'm saying.
All right, here's
Aaron.
the point. I think you're wrong. That's what I think.
Imagine that. I just think that maybe like the shift in cultural differences.
Yeah,
it still equates to the fact that like humans are human beings and we need meaning. We search for it. We want it. We need it to all kind of make sense. And so hauntings and stories like that, having a sweet baby who passed away and this God love this mother who passed away as well, needing that to carry on, like needing that to mean something and needing that to have, you know, and I love the way that she handles it. Like, it's with care.
Yeah.
So when she hears that, whether it's her own perception happening, she's still handling it with care, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So she's not afraid. I think that's that to me is the strangest part about this.
Yeah.
Which also kind of tells me it's some sort of weird coping mechanism that she's having.
No.
Because she's not terrified. So it's almost like her. I mean, I would be terrified if I saw a samurai in my house, if I heard infant feet in my house.
I'm not scared of that little ghost that lives in my house when he presents himself as a little boy.
I think you are coping with some stress. I
haven't had it in a while, and I've been pretty stressed. So I feel like,
whatever kind of certain type of stress that was.
All right.
No, I don't know. That's just what I'm going to go with.
Also, I feel like you could argue that, and I could go with it, but the fact that it sounds like she had not learned all the history about the samurai and the tunnels until after she had already seen this presence in her hallway.
Right.
Made those own connections just with what she knew already of samurai. Mm-hmm. And then she learned more about it and was like, oh, all of these pieces fit after. I didn't know any of that beforehand.
Well, okay, but here's the thing is that her hallway looks like a tunnel. It's not a tunnel.
Yeah.
It looks like a tunnel.
All right.
So, I mean, there is that. Like, it's not an actual tunnel leading to another place that of whatever. It just is tunnel-esque. You like that word I just made up?
Tunnel-esque?
Tunnel-esque.
Okay.
It looks kind of like a tunnel.
All
so
right.
It reminds her of a tunnel. And then you have the samurai story. And so then you know, our brains are constantly looking how to fit things together.
Yeah.
So then you learn about the samurai.
All right.
You learn about the stocky legs, or you see that, and this could have just been the shape of a shadow that she continues to see for whatever reason. Like she even said, it might just be the angles of the house. She sees this angle thing. It looks strange. When she looks directly at it, it's not there because it is a shadow of some sort.
Okay.
And then she sees that, and it kind of matches.
All right. I mean, her daughter's talking to it. It's her friend.
Yes, but she even says, I had an imaginary friend as well.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to your fan favorite.
I hate when you get so shut down here.
I'm not shut down.
Okay.
I'm not shut down. I just don't believe your theories.
All right. I will choose to believe that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I got a good one for tonight. And I was so
say that every week.
I know. Imagine that. It's because they're all my favorites.
I know. It's true. Mine too.
Okay. So it was Kismet. I walked in here tonight and you had a little Patreon.
Thank you card.
A little thank you card for me to sign. I'm like, who's this for? Savannah. And guess what? I'm like, oh, Savannah is my fan favorite.
Oh, yay.
Yes. So Savannah is our pick for this week. Of course, I say all of the nice things that I always say. And then Savannah says, oh, thank you so much. I love you ladies. I just binged and got all caught up. And now I'm sad that I have to wait every week. LOL. I've never joined a Patreon before, but I was just thinking about joining you ladies. I would love for you to plug Phoenix Rising Rescue based in Pensacola, Florida. They are an amazing dog rescue that specializes in pit bulls.
My favorite.
Your favorite. You love pit bulls. The founder, Carrie, runs it all out of her house and is completely donation-based.
Wow.
I know, it's amazing. So we will definitely donate to Carrie and her organization called Phoenix Rising Rescue. Oh, also, I don't really have any ghost stories, but one fun little tidbit.
Oh.
So right here, I think Savannah leaves out a little part where either it's her spouse or her partner. So I'm just going to say partner.
Okay.
One night, I had a very vivid and realistic dream that I was being chased through his, I'm guessing her partner, chased through his grandmother's house by the creepiest old witch. I told him about it the next day, and he informed me that his grandmother's side of the house is related to the Bell Witch.
Ooh, what? Shut your face. I want all those stories.
And they've always thought that their house was haunted. His mom and sister confirmed it. And in case you're wondering, I consider myself a skeptical believer. Oh, and my pronouns are she, her.
Perfect.
Right? And I was like, this is perfect, Savannah. Aaron just texted me to tell me that you're a new Patreon, which is awesome. But please know that we are really just grateful for your support. What put Savannah on the radar for me was a review.
Oh, yeah.
Savannah left a review. I was like, oh, hey there, Savannah. I see you.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we just got another new review.
I know. Who's Hippie?
Lovely. This review was so kind.
Y'all, these reviews, they make our whole day.
They really do. I mean, we light up. We read them.
We text each other. We got a new text. We got a new review.
Yeah, we're still there, you all. We are still there.
Yeah, we're still babies.
Oh, so we still get really excited. And so, Hippie, whoever you are.
Yeah.
Thank you for your review. If I knew who you were, you could be the next fan favorite.
That's right.
Reach out and tell me. But prove to me it's you. Imagine somebody just coming out saying, that was me. I'm just teasing. And then she says, I'm so excited. I've been thinking about joining you, and you tipped the scales, I guess, when I asked her to be a fan favorite.
Oh, my goodness.
Laughing out loud. I'm so bummed that I missed the Lost Boys watch. I know. That was such a good one.
That was a good one.
Because it's my all-time favorite movie ever. My mom introduced it to me when I was like 11. And then we just go on and on and on. So,
oh my goodness.
I won't read her back and forth. But Savannah, we are so grateful for you. We're grateful for your support. We're grateful for your reviews.
I can't wait for a movie night with her.
A movie night.
I know. I love when we get new people on movie nights.
Me too.
Like,
so
yay,
fun.
I want to hear your personality.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's so fun. So we actually get to talk to you, which is great. It's not one-sided anymore. So if you would like to become a Patreon, take it away, Erin.
Oh, okay.
Did you think I was about to do it?
No, I didn't at all.
Could you imagine if I just rolled it out one weekend? You would be floored.
Oh my gosh. I would say
it's never going to
happen. Crivens. No, what is it? Jings Crivens. Help me, Bob.
Craven. What is going on with
Jings
me?
Craven. Help me, Bob.
Jings Craven. Help me, Bob.
That's amazing. I'm very impressed.
I don't know.
I'm very impressed.
Scottish all of a sudden. I love it. Natalie's like, what? She's my long lost best friend. I'm channeling her. Anyway, go ahead. Go on.
If you would like to join us on Patreon, just like Savannah, you can find this information on our website at www.myskepticalsister.com, where you can write your stories in. You can find out about live shows, which we have one July 14th at Third Turn Brewery in Oldham County.
Can you believe it? We have another live show.
I'm so excited. You can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Please tell your friends, tell them we need your stories. You can also write those stories in to myskepticalsister@gmail.com. And you can find us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram.
Yep.
I think that's everything. And we will talk to you next week.
All right. Mayo Tipsical.
What was that one?
Cree.
La 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 la.
Or Junior from Little Giants.
She spoiled your whole moment.
I know. Always. Quit, Ellie.
Angie. Pretty.
Oh, Lord.
Was that Angie talking to us?
No. It's Natalie still. Oh, my gosh. It scared me.
Jings Bob.
Jinx, Craven, help me, Bob.
Jinx, Craven, help me, Bob. It scared me to death.
Scare me to death. Jinx, Cravens, help me, Bob. It scared me to death.
Shut up. I can roll my R's. And you can. Okay.
Scared.
I'm just saying, you need to cough. You're welcome.
Thank you.
See how empathetic I am?
I do. In fact, it was a nice, cozy place with a beautiful view of Japan. Cliffside.
You might want to read that again.
Okay.
You said view.
Okay, thank you.
Japan. I mean, if you don't want to, if you like saying view.
View. With a beautiful view of shut up.
You're right. You should have kept it view. Pensacola. Hold on. Let me try that again. And our Uncle Gerard.
Gerard.
I think that's Gerald.
Gerard.
Let's go with Gerald. That sounds more like a name than Gerard.
Could be Gerard.
Could be, but it's not. It's Gerald.
Okay.
It's definitely Gerald.
Okay.
I just made up a word, a sound, really. It wasn't even a word. Okay. Sorry. Let me drink some more of this watermelon shit.
Just say his normal and keep going. You already explained it.
feel like you are so annoyed by me right now.
No, I'm not at all.
Okay.
I'm not at all. I want to be done because my feet are cold.
Okay.
I want to sit in there.
What?
In there.
You just want to say in there. What?
Sure. We don't know what Carrie's pronouns are.
She says she
runs
it at her house.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I forgot that part. Okay, fine. Golly.
I hate when you get so shut down here.
I'm not shut down.
Okay.
I'm just trying to finish it in 3 segments.
Oh, just tell me that. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
What else do we have on that website? Nothing else. You stop. I have 3 minutes.